Alain Fabien Maurice Marcel Delon. In French, Alain Fabien Maurice Marcel Delon. The surname in French is pronounced closer to Delon. Is a French film actor, singer, film director, screenwriter and film producer. Winner of the César Award for Best Actor in the film Our Story in 1985. Chevalier of the Legion of Honor in 1991. Recognized as a cultural and cinematic leading figure of the 20th century, Delon emerged as one of the most prominent European actors of the 1960s, 1970s and 1980s. Establishing himself as an international sex symbol. His style, looks and roles that make him an international icon have earned him lasting popularity. Delon received critical acclaim for his roles in films such as Women a Week, 1959, Purple Noon, 1960, Rocco and His Brothers, 1960, Eccles, 1962, The Leopard, 1963, Samurai, 1967, The Biker, 1968, The Pool, 1969, The Red Circle, 1970, Cop, 1972, and Mr. Klein, 1976. During his career, Delon worked with many directors, including Luciano Visconti, Jean-Luc Godard, Jean-Pierre Melville, Michelangelo Antonioni and Louis Malle. As a singer, Delon recorded the popular duet, Paroles, 1973, with Dalida. His career began in 1957. He is among the most popular actors in French cinema, appearing in films that attracted a total of about 135 million viewers, making him a box office champion like Louis de Funès and Jean-Paul Belmondo at the same time. Having shared the big screen with great actors such as Jean Gabin, Simon Signoret, Romy Schneider and Lino Ventura, a large number of the films he starred in have become cinematic classics. Some of them are Under the Bright Sun, Rocco and His Brothers, The Cheetah, Borsellino and Shock Therapy. Although he failed to establish himself in Hollywood, he has an international reputation. He won the César Award for Best Actor in 1985 for Our Story and the Palme d'Or at the 2019 Cannes Film Festival for his lifetime achievement. Over the course of his long career, Alain Delon worked with many famous directors, including Luciano Visconti, Jean-Luc Godard, Jean-Pierre Melville, Michelangelo Antonioni and Louis Malle. Acquired Swiss citizenship in 1999. Alain Fabien Maurice Marcel Delon was born on November 8, 1935 in the city of Sceaux, suburb of Paris, France, in the department of Seine. Son of Fabien Delon, 1904 to 1977, director. Corsican by origin, cinema owner, and Edith Arnold, 1911 to 1995, pharmacist by profession but worked in her husband's cinema. Its genealogy dates back to Jean Delon, born in the 15th century. Alain Delon's paternal great-grandfather, Fabien Delon, the 28th of December 1829 to the 12th of December 1909, recipient of the Legion of Honor in 1892, was an engineer. His paternal grandmother Marie Antoinette Evangelista, born 1867, was Corsican. Family legend has it that Evangelista's family is related to Bonaparte. In 1939, Alain Delon was 4 years old when his parents divorced. He was then given to a foster family whose father was a warden at the prison in France, leading some to claim that he witnessed the execution of Pierre Laval in the courtyard. He was then placed in the Catholic boarding house at St. Nicholas Denis, in Essen, where he spent his entire youth with one of his best friends, Gerard Salome. He was expelled 6 times from the schools he attended. His mother, who married the butcher's shop owner Paul Boulon, provided him with a place in the family home, where Alain worked for his mother's husband. At 14, he got an opportunity to play a gangster in a silent short film directed by the father of one of his friends. At the same age, he tried to escape to Chicago, but was arrested in Bordeaux. At the age of 17, he served in the National Navy. After a stint at the Pont-Rien Naval Training Center, he resumed his military service in 1953. After being apprehended for stealing equipment, the Navy gave him a choice between leaving the Navy and extending his term contract by 3 to 5 years. Seaman First Class, then assigned to Arsenal Defense Company at Saigon. Towards the end of the Indochina War, he was arrested again, for stealing a jeep. His radio license was revoked and he was kicked out of the Navy. This period left deep traces. It discovered military discipline, the sense of honor and the flag of France. He developed a passion for guns and was captivated by Jean Gabin in Don't Touch the Mangies, a film he saw in the Indo-Chinese capital. In 1956 in Paris, where he met the future leader, with whom he later had an affair, he worked in small businesses, including as a waiter in a café near the Champs-Élysées. In Montmartre, he lives in the underworld, especially the Three Ducks gang, and among gigolos, one of whom, according to Bernard Violet, a homosexual named Carlos, provides protection. In the Saint-Germain-des-Prés district, he was noticed by Jean-Claude Brialy, who invited him to the Cannes Film Festival, where his physique and the mouth of an angel did not go unnoticed. In this way, he approaches the world of cinema, without special training as an actor. Alain made his film debut in 1957, playing the role of Joe in the film Quand la femme s'en mêle. As of the beginning of 2010, he starred in a total of 88 films and TV series. He was the director of 3, the screenwriter of 10 and the producer of 23. On May 6, 2017, Alain Delon announced that he was ending his acting career. On May 20, 2019, he was awarded the honorary Palme d'Or for lifetime achievement, despite protests from feminist associations. In 2022, news creeps in that Alain Delon wants to end his life by euthanasia. In fact, like most fake news stories that get a lot of attention, This one rests on half-truths, or rather words taken out of context. It all started in mid-March with an interview with RTL of the eldest son of Delon, Anthony, taken on the occasion of his autobiographical book, Between a Dog and a Wolf, in which he returns to the complicated relationship with his parents and the conflicts between them. Most of the information about euthanasia was based on this conversation, in which Delon's son said that his father had decided to leave life voluntarily. In fact, it is the journalist who begins the interview with the words, "You tell us that you promised to be by his side on the last day when he decided that he no longer wanted to live." The son of Alain Delon does not answer directly, but begins to tell about saying goodbye to his mother Nathalie Delon, who died a year earlier from pancreatic cancer. "It is true that I was by my mother's side. It is true that she decided to die as she had lived. When she herself decided, that is why she chose euthanasia. Fortunately, we did not resort to this method. I say luckily because everything was ready," Anthony said, explaining that in the end she still went away calm and in peace. The rumor of the actor's euthanasia spread so quickly around the world that another of Delon's children, his young son Alain Fabien, finally couldn't stand it and decided to clarify. In early April, he wrote on Instagram, "I'm not in the habit of doing this, but things got out of control. For 2 weeks now I have been reading on social networks and the so-called magazines that my father intended to end his days by euthanasia. This is not true at all. A phrase taken out of context in a book is the reason for these rumors. There's a big difference between, son, if I'm in a machine and I'm in a coma. I want you to turn me off," and, he wants euthanasia and said goodbye to his family. On September 10 and 12, 2022, the actor declared his support for Ukraine during the Russian invasion of the country. A television project broadcast on TV5 Monde and Canal Plus group channels showed Alain Delon reading texts by the Ukrainian poet Taras Shevchenko, as well as the poem, Liberté, by Paul Éluard Liberté. A former actor and comedian, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked the French actor, stating, "I have never been as great an actor as you. We love you very much and for me you remain an authority and a great actor." In 1958, during the filming of the film, Christina, Delon met the Austrian actress Romy Schneider. Since March 20, 1959, the two have been engaged. During their relationship, Alain had an affair with the German singer and fashion model Nico, who gave birth to a son, Christian Aaron Boulon, on August 11, 1962. Delon does not acknowledge his paternity, but Nico claims he is the father. The child is raised most of the time by Delon's parents, who also give him their last name, Boulon. In December 1963, after nearly 5 years of engagement, Delon and Schneider ended their relationship. On August 13, 1964, Alain married Nathalie Barthélemy, born on August 1, 1941 in Morocco, the famous French actress and model Nathalie Delon. A month later, their son Anthony was born. On August 25, 1968, Alain and Natalie separated, and as of February 14, 1969, they were divorced. Delon's intimate friends were the actresses Mireille d'Arc, 1969–1980, and Anne Parriot, 1980–1982. Then, at the age of 51, he married Dutch model Rosalie van Bremen and was with her for almost 15 years, 1987–2001. At that time, he was awarded the highest awards of his career. Officially, there are 3 children from 2 marriages. Anthony Delon, born September 30, 1964, film actor, from his marriage to Natalie Delon. Anushka Delon, born November 25, 1990. Made her film debut at the age of 13, and Alain Fabien Delon, born the 18th of March 1994, made her film debut at the age of 12. Anushka and Alain Fabien are from his marriage to Rosalie van Bremen. Alain has 3 granddaughters from his son Anthony: Lou, born 1996, Liv, born the 25th of August 2001, and the illegitimate Alison, born 1989. In 1985, Alain Delon moved to Switzerland and settled in the Geneva suburb of Chêne-Bowery. On 23 September 1999, 14 years after he moved to Switzerland, the Chêne-Boudry Municipal Council voted for the Swiss naturalization of Alain Delon, as well as his 2 children, Anushka and Alain Fabien, who are 8 and 5 years old. This time, on March 13, 2000, he took the oath in the Grand Council Chamber of Geneva and officially became a citizen of Switzerland. Alain Delon died at the age of 88, after a long illness, on August 18, 2024, at his home in Duchy-Montcorbon, northeastern France, Loire department.
you.